Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back on the Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Finishing up, at least for now, the reviews on the Walmart exclusive Bad Batch Season 2 wave. We've got Hunter, who is definitely the figure I wanted the most out of the wave. He's my favorite member of the batch, and he also is the figure that has the most new tooling. This figure actually has a ton of new tooling. I was not expecting him to have so much. He's almost a completely new figure. I'd say he's 80% new tooling, like 20% reuse. And no, that's not like an accurate like measurement or anything because I don't have any way to measure that, but that's gonna give you an idea. Yeah, very happy with this figure. Lots of great stuff going on. So let's just take a look right off the bat. Take a look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt is reuse, although I will say I think the face print looks a lot cleaner here. It's a lot more matte. It's not nearly as glossy as the old one, and I just think it looks a lot better. The bandana and the little skull there looks good and everything. They did a really good job there. He does have this new free-floating little scarf piece. It does kind of flop around when he doesn't have the helmet on, but if you put the helmet on, it keeps it in place pretty good. So that looks cool. And he's got new shoulder pads, which look really nice. I like the paint detail on there. The torso is reuse. Upper torso, rather, is reused. But the lower torso and the groin, I believe, are all new. Yeah, they're all new stuff going on there. So that's really cool. And I like all the colors too. He's got gray, he's got blacks, he's got orange, white, cyan, or light blue, whatever you want to call that. A lot of painted detail and different colors going on here, which makes him very visually appealing to look at. The arms, though, upper arms, I believe, are reuse, but the lower arms are not. Forearms are brand new with these wraps and white armor on the go, and the asymmetry as well. He's got like armor that wraps all the way around on this side, but then on this side it's only on the outer side. And then the hands are reused. He does have one white and one black plate, and then the green gloves. The sheath, he does still have the knife sheath on his forearm there. It is actually a new sculpt though, because it is a lot smaller and thinner, because the new knife is a lot smaller and thinner, which I will show off. He does have a new belt on the go, and he does have holsters for his pistols, which is nice to have that weapon storage that was missing on the first release. I believe the entirety of the legs, aside from the feet are reused as just all the clone trooper boot feet, but I believe the legs are all new sculpt. This one for sure is because he's got all this new armor detail and padding and whatnot, and the upper leg here is definitely reuse, and it looks like this lower leg is, or not reuse. This one's not reuse, or is reuse, you'd think, but I actually think it's not reuse because they had to make the part here to match the pants of the new sculpt. So I think this is actually new. So you can taking a look at the legs here. It's a little hard to tell, but they are actually different sculpts. So that's pretty cool. This one has a bunch of other scratches. This one doesn't have like nearly as many. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. And it looks all really good. It comes together really nicely. So I think the only reused parts here are the hands, the feet, the torso, and the head. I think everything else, oh, and the upper arms. And then everything else is brand new. So it really does make the figure feel like a completely new figure rather than just a repaint. So that's really nice. I think looks really good. Articulation wise, it's the same as pretty much the same as the original Hunter. You do have dumbbell joint, the head and neck. He looks down a lot. He looks up only a little bit. The scarf does actually hinder that movement, but I guess you could take it off if you want to get more, or shift it in such a way where you can get him looking up higher. Pivot is a lot. Rotation. Hinges at the shoulders. They move up quite a bit actually, and then the shoulder pads are on that O-ring sandwich between the joint and the torso, so they will rotate with the shoulder. I do believe he does have some butterfly joints. Actually, I'm not sure. I think he does have some butterfly joints in there, but they barely move as per classic Black Series butterfly joints. They just don't move that much. Single hinges at the elbows that move past 90, and they do rotate, and then swivels at the wrist. Up and down wrist hinge at the right arm, and then in and out, unfortunately, for the left arm, because they are reuse, even though he is a dual wield pistol kind of character. That's a little unfortunate. I also had to cut a trigger finger on this hand because, of course, classic Clone Trooper left hands do not have trigger fingers cut. It's not a big deal, but I just wish I didn't have to do it. Torso, he goes back a fair bit, crunches forward a decent amount, pivots a lot actually, rotation, hips, they kick forward. It is a bit hindered by all the belt and stuff going on here. They don't go up as far as you probably maybe would like them to. They do split though quite a bit, and the gun holsters don't get in the way too much. Solo cut at the thigh, that's hidden pretty well by the armor there. Single hinges at the knees that go 90, and hinges at the ankles that go up quite a bit actually. They go down a lot, and they rock for pivot. So really good articulation for the most part. Would be nice if his legs could kick out a bit further, but overall you'll be able to get probably most of the poses that you want to get out of this guy. In terms of accessories, comes with a decent amount of stuff. You do get the backpack. This is just the standard Clone Commando backpack we've seen umpteen times now. Just repainted and casted in a more black looking color. Does just plug onto the back. It goes on nice and securely. It's not going to fall off or anything. It looks good. It also comes with a helmet. This is also reuse because its helmet design doesn't change, just the paint. So it's just repainted, but it looks nice. It's not warped or anything out of the packaging, which is good. And it fits on the head nicely. I think that looks pretty good. Does come with 2 pistols this time around. Instead of coming with 1 pistol and the commando rifle, you get the 2 pistols. So you can hold them. He holds them just fine. But you can holster them onto the side, and they slot in and stay nice and secure on the holsters. They're not going to fall out or anything. So that's cool. And then lastly, he does come with his vibroblade. It does have the nice yellow paint detail, silver paint for the blade, and it's this gray for the handle. But as you can see, it is a lot thinner than the old one. I'll actually just grab the old one out of the other hunter's hand real quick. Maybe a little hard to tell, but you can see that the new one on the right is a lot thinner. You can't really see me do that, but and the handle's a lot thinner too, so it looks a lot more accurate, like an actual like knife. This was not bad or anything, but definitely looked a little off being so bulky for just being a small little vibroblade. And then he holds that fine, and then you can slot that into the sheath there on his forearm, and that goes on nice and secure and won't slide out or anything. So that's really good. So I guess left is just doing some comparisons. So I guess right off the bat, here he is. We already compared the legs, but here he's with the first hunter. You can see the differences in color and whatnot. And yeah, a lot of differences here. Hunter is definitely the one who changed his armor the most. And I actually really dig the Season 2 look. I think it looks really cool. I love both these figures though. They're both really nice. Just taking off the first hunter's helmet. Let's take off this one. Yeah, and you see, I think the new one just looks a bit better. It's a less glossy. The skin tone looks a little better. The skull on this one's painted a lot more cleaner on the little bandana there. This one is a lot more clean with the tattoo as well. You can actually make out the little teeth of the skull, where this one you barely can tell at all. And this one's also like a lighter brown. This one's a lot darker in color. I like that too. This one's still not bad, but this one's a lot better. The hair is less glossy too. They just did a better job on this new one. And then with his other squad mates that I picked up, here he's with Tech and Wrecker. Hopefully I'll be able to track down Echo at some point. But these are the main ones I wanted to get, and they all look really good together. So overall, I think Hunter's a really great figure. Honestly, if you weren't going to get the whole squad, if you had to get just one, I would definitely recommend Hunter. I think he is the best one of the bunch with all the new tooling and all that. And I think Hunter stands on his own the best out of the bunch, just as a character as well. But overall, it's a really solid figure. And if you're interested, I definitely recommend trying to track them down. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.